Hello all. In this lecture, we will learn JWT and one of its attack. So we will start this lecture by understanding what is a JWT. We'll cover the basic first. So let us understand what is a JWT. So uh, JWT is just a format to send data to the server. Now the question is what kind of data we share to the server. So we usually share login details. So this kind of data we generally share using the JWT. Now let's come to the full form of JWT. So it is JSON Web Token. So this is the full form of JWT. Now uh, as we as we know that we send login credential using JWT, JWT has to protect these credential or these data, right? And in order to protect these data, JWT use either of two technologies. One is JWT can use GWS. This is one. To protect the data, JWT can use GWS, or JWT can use JWE, which is a JSON web encryption, and this one is JSON web signature. Now, when we are talking about a web application, mobile devices, wherever JWT token is used for authentication or for handling login credential, most of the time JWT, to protect this data, JWT will use JWE, which is JSON web encryption. Okay, so in this session we will see an attack based on the JWE. Okay, so this is just a small introduction of what is JWT, why we use JWT, and in order to protect these data, what kind of security mechanisms or technology JWT use. Now we will see some more things. Let's talk about JWT token first. Before that, let me show you an application so that you can easily understand what is a JWT. So this is the application that we will try to log in. So I have the credential for this account. So let me log in. Before but before, let me capture the login request so I can simply monitor it. Let me turn on the intercept, and let me just copy and paste the username as well as the password. So this would be our username, and yeah, this would be our password. And I hope it will intercept. Okay, let's on the intercept. Now let's click on login, and here we have our request. So this is the login data, right? what we talk here is JWT used to send these data to the server. Okay, let me send this data. Okay, let us wait for response. Okay, so here we have the response, and this is the JWT token. Okay, now how do we understand, how do we like got to know this is the JWT token or not? So we'll learn about that. Okay, so let's see how we understand JWT tokens, or how do we identify JWT tokens. So every JWT token has three things. Okay, every JWT token has three things. First one is JWT header. Sorry. Okay. Second, we have JWT payload. Third, we have JWT signature. So in every JWT, we have these three things, and these things are separated by a dot. So let me just do this. Yeah, this thing is separated by a dot. Okay, and this is how we this is how we like understand, and this is how we got to know if in web application JWT is used or not. Okay, so this is how we identify basically. Let us count the dot. So here we have one dot. Okay, so here we have second dot, right? So here we have dots, right? So using this dot we can come to the conclusion that this website is using JWT. Okay, and this first part is called header, JWT header. The second part is called payload. Okay, so this one is header, this one is payload. So this one is payload and this one is signature. Now let us understand what these three things are. So in order to understand this, we'll use one website that is called jwt.io. We'll see what this token contains. So this is a basically a website where you can decode the JWT tokens. Okay, you can only view them. So I will first erase the previous token, and here we have the our token. Right? So as I already mentioned, we have three things in our JWT token. The first what we have is payload. Sorry, not payload. The first what we have is header. This header contains the algorithm and type. So this contains algorithm and type. Now type just specify that okay we are using JWT token. Okay, so it every time it is only set to JWT. Why? Because we are using JWT token. Now let's come to the token, that is the important part. Now sorry, let's come to the algorithm. ALG stands for algorithm. Okay, this algorithm tells how this data is protected. Okay, so this algorithm tells JWT how this data is protected. This is what algorithm means. Now, here we have payload. In our payload, which is the second field, this is header and this is the payload. We have user data here. Okay, we have user data here. So first we have username, then second we have is the user is admin or not. So here we have true or false value, and here we have the expiry date. So this token is valid for some period of time. Okay, now one more thing to note, this data is called claims in technical term. Okay, and everything starting from this block to this block, it's called payload. This is what we have in JWT. Now, where is this part? So this is a signature. Okay, this itself is a signature. We cannot view it because it is encrypted. Okay, so this is JWT and how it looks like. So uh, let's like this is enough for theory. We will move to practicals now. But before that, you might have question why we use JWT, right? You might have a question in your mind that why some website use JWT for sending a username and password, and why some website use session cookies. So to answer this question, just understand older websites, they use session cookies. Okay, and advanced website, or let's say in today's website, which are very modern website, they use JWT tokens to handle these credentials. Okay, so old website use a stateful authentication, new website use stateless authentication, which is JWT. So I have, oh sorry, I hope you have understand the concept of JWT. Let's do the practicals now. So here, if we logged into the website, it says that okay, you are not an admin, and here we have JWT token. Our here we have our JWT token, and here we see one claim. So this claim says okay, is admin false? It basically says us that you are not an admin. Now in order to bypass these restrictions, in order to like get admin access, we can modify this token. And this is the attacking part. Remember, JWT JWT is secure, but the problem is how you will implement it. If you implemented the JWT in a very wrong way or very insecure way, then it might have some logical issues. Okay, and we'll see one of these type of issue. So we'll try to change this to true, and we'll send this token again to the web application, and we'll see if we get the admin access or not. Okay, now we can edit these tokens using JWT but I have some simple way to do it. So we'll use cyberchef. So uh, this is a tool for encryption and decryption kind of thing. It is it is maintained and it is developed by uh, national securities. So what we'll do is we'll first type JWT Okay, and here we have JWT sign. Then we copy this data, we paste this data here. Now we make it true. And here we have our modified JWT token. Now let us understand the problem. If server is fully configured, if we send our JWT token, server will try to verify this signature. And if server finds that okay, this is not the matching signature, it will reject our token. But again, I said there is a logical issue of implementation of this JWT token. That's totally depends on the developer. What if server don't validate the signature? If server don't validate the signature, we can simply bypass this check, right? If there is no validation on this JWT token, then we can create our modified JWT token and we can send it to the server and we'll gain unauthorized access. Okay, so here we have JWT token. Now let's copy it and uh, let's go to our login page. We first need to log out. Okay, let's not log out. I guess we can send this in repeater and let's try to generate the token. Okay, okay, token is missing. Okay, let me try to log in again. Okay, and let me capture the request. Okay, here we have a previous token. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to intercept the response so that I can see the newly generated token. So this is the token. So this is a newly generated token. Now it's time to replace this token with our modified token. Just copy this token, go here and paste it. Okay, so this is our new token. Let's forward this request and let's observe what we got here. Okay, so it is saying that token is invalid. Now so basically our server is actually validating the token. So we try to send a modified token, but it says token is invalid. No issue. There's one more vulnerability or one more logic flaw in JWT implementation. Let us understand that one first. So in our case, we see that the signature, the server is actually validating the signature. But what if we don't have or we don't send any signature? So in that case, there might be a case that server don't ask for the signature or they don't validate any signature because we don't have a signature, right? In order to do this, we simply go to the algorithm and we select it to the node. If we do it, you can see that our signature part is gone. So that means this is a token where we don't provide any signature. Now let us try to send this and see if server accept this or not. So basically we are asking server to accept our token without a signature because at first we see at first we see that the server is actually validating the token. Sorry, the server is actually validating the signature. So Let us first intercept the login request. Okay, and again we'll repeat the same thing. We will intercept the response of this login request, and we will change the token. So yeah, so this is my token. As you can mention, after dot we don't have any signature. Now let's forward this and let's see what happened in our website. Oh wow. So see, here we have got admin access and here we got the flag. So this is basically a, in real world this might be some credential, this might be some critical information that is only related to admin. Okay, so this is how we can simply bypass logic flaws in JWT implementation. Okay, so in this lecture we'll learn that if a server don't validate the signature, we can try to bypass it by modifying the data. If server is validating the signature, then we can send token without a signature. Okay, now here you can simply remove this part. Okay, and you can send this token, but again we modify this part, right? That is why we came here and we select signing algorithm to none. So this is a, like, this is a considerable part to do. And after sending the token without signature, we got the admin access. So this is one of, like, this is one of the JWT logical flaw attack we discussed today. We have lot more attack, lot more advanced attack in JWT. This is just a basic attack, okay, just to start your journey in JWT. I hope you like the video. Thank you.